Hi, this is Matt Garrett here. This is January 2022. Just going to do a video on the SL74 over here. And this is just a walk around video. I've got several videos online, YouTube already, and of course my website, gmclassics.com, has a ton of photos of this car. Said I've had this car about 15 years. I bought it from the original owner, of which is a known name on the Forbes richest people in the world list. But anyway, the car's had nothing but a pampered life. And this is a 1997 SL74. And what these cars are an SL600, which is rare in itself. This is an SL600 Sport with all the options that has been modified by the Renntech company, of which the owners of the Renntech company were part of the AMG company back when. And so basically they knew what to do with these engines, which was the 6-liter M120 48 valve engine, which is, in my opinion, the best engine Mercedes has ever done, technology wise and power wise. For what it is a 48 valve V12. You just don't see that anywhere anymore. And they took that 48 valve V12 6-liter and turned it to a 7.4 liter, which I believe is a 453 cubic inch motor. And they did it with the intention of, one, having more power, and two, the inherent characteristics of this motor allows it to have that kind of power, normally aspirated, and be as tame as a kitten. And that's what this car is. This is one of the, probably, in my opinion, the best GT car ever made in this world, period. It has endurance, it has power, it handles, it stops. It goes extremely fast. It's not a race car. It's not gonna go set some 1,320 foot, record. And it's not going to go to the Bonneville Salt Flats and win a trophy, but it's going to do real well. It'll go over 200 miles an hour, and it will probably run in the 11s and the quarter miles in the high 120 range. But that's pretty much what they do. And it does it without all the hiccups, headaches, burps and boops and other stuff that you would if you had a car that ran kind of like that, which this car, of course, is faster than that, but all of the headaches that come with it. And this car has all of the luxury that comes with it. And if you compare it to the car next to it, there's no comparison. I mean, that BMW is a beautiful car. It's a V12, 6-speed, 5-liter motor, and it doesn't even have half the power of this car. It's not even close. But they're both V12 cars. Anyway, so some of the options that Renntech did with these cars, which I believe this car has every option that they did offer. And of course, it's got all the paperwork for it. And the cost of this car was about $220,000. That's including buying the car, which I believe these were right at $130,000, and all of the other work that was done to it. And one of the big things this car has is the Alcon brake system, which is a bigger brake system. Let me try the other wheel. I think it may be in a better position. And the Alcon brake system is a big, I don't know the size. And the good thing is they're smart. They didn't do cross drill. They're slotted. And it says Renntech on them, but they're actually Alcons. And that's all 4 wheels have that brake system on it. And if you go to gmclassics.com, there are tons of pictures of this cars with the wheels off on the lift and things like that. The other thing it has is the 5-link rear suspension setup, which they took and put some Heimlich joints and really set it up to have a lot more power handling capability and better traction, which didn't affect any of the drivability of the car or any of the integrity of the car. It's just an improvement to the car. So that's one of the other things they do. And of course, under the hood, other than the engine kind of having a little different color on the intakes, it's really hard to tell what these things are underneath them. You can see, that's pretty much a signature aluminum radiator. And they have these carbon fiber pieces of the air cleaner set up there. And down in here, it's really hard to tell, but it has a massive fan-powered transmission cooler system in there. That's some of the setup differences. And it has another oil cooler down in here that they extend or add on to the car for more capability. But other than that, I can't think of anything else they do. They do have, Renntech did offer a header option on these cars, and this car does not have that, and I am proud to say it doesn't, because I do believe that it leads to some integrity issues and things like that. So this car, I believe with the headers, the power on these cars was 575, and without them, this one's about a 525 horsepower car. So it's a little less than you would have if you went to the full bore problematic system. But long term, this is the best way you could have one of these. And so, this car has 18,000 miles on it. It's just right at 18,000 miles, of which I believe I bought the car with maybe 16. So the amount of miles I put on this car is minuscule. It's, you know, with all the cars in the collection, it's just hard to drive. And my whole purpose of owning these cars is just owning them and enjoying keeping them as nice as possible. And I believe if you do some background research on this car, you will find out that this car is known possibly as the lowest mile one of these ever done, or still in existence. Why not ever done? But so we'll start it up and go through some of the little things. And I've got the top down, and there's another video that I showed where we're working on the hydraulic system, of which if you own a R129 or follow the history of R129, it doesn't matter which car you own, including my very, very, very low mile SL600 that I have, 2000, you'll have to redo the top cylinders. Or if you buy one, make sure somebody that owned the car redid them for you, because it's not an easy project for your average guy. And so that's one of the inherent problems of one of these. So here we go. There are the miles, 18,087. So, and if it gets 1,000 miles a decade, that's probably too many for me. Starting up. And there we go. Have a real deep sound with that catback Renntech exhaust on them, and the 7.4 is just a beautiful sounding motor. Of course, the M120 without with any exhaust modifications is a beautiful sounding engine. 48 valve V12, you can't beat it. And so here are some of the systems of the car. There's the radio. Let's turn that thing on, and there goes the antenna up right there. And that's we have this StarTAC phone option on this car, which is useless, but that's an option. Useless today anyway. That last part's a cell phone antenna, the black part. So that works, and of course the air condition absolutely works with everything in this car. This car is just phenomenal. And it's going cool. Cool. All good to go. And it has, this is a Xenon car. Turn that on there. Of course, that's all good to go. And these light lenses, which you see a lot of these cars, fog shift and anything with this. I mean, they're just literally brand new. Here's the compressor cycling there. Of course, all the hydraulics work. We did a video on that. You can see that. I'm not going to run through it all right now. I'll just do the roll bar. This is easy, but there goes the roll bar. And roll bar up. Of course, the wind guard, you know, these are factory and they go in the trunk. There's a space for them there, and you pop them up or do whatever which way you want them with them. Kind of a neat deal. What else can I show you? And the back, we're gonna get that. Hey Brett, there's my guy out here. They kind of rev it up. Brett, yeah, he's up here. Get it in a minute. Of course, it goes without saying that every bit of paint on this car is original. Everything is just phenomenal. The compressor cycle. It's about 65 degrees in this building, and I'm running the air conditioning, so it's going to cycle over and off a little bit. This is cold as ice. Very, very cold. Let's shut the air conditioning off. Let's put it on economy. Shuts the compressor off. Let's turn the fan on, turn the fan down. And of course the radio works. All the speakers work. Never know what kind of music you're gonna get. Listen on the FM. Of course, the memory seats on both sides, which is a standard deal. Shut that back off. The antenna's going down. Nothing's been used in this car, including the phone, which is still in a wrapper in there. I'll drag it out in a minute. It has the control system there for the phone, which attaches to the Mercedes StarTech handheld flip phone in this era. So it has all of that, and that phone is in the box. Turn the lights back off. And I can't get Brent back in here where we live. I'm gonna grab this up myself. Beautiful sound, one of the best sounding engines ever. No exotic can really match this. 452 cubic inch 48 valve V12. And of course, you know, the way these cars are badged, all varied the way they came. Some of them have the Renntech on them. I put the AMG on this car just because it fits what it is, not hiding the fact that it's a Renntech or anything, and proud to be a Renntech, but it just made more sense to put that on a car like this. Of course, the 7.4 is what it is. And oh, and these are, you know, this is another option here. This is an AMG factory AMG spoiler, so these are really nice. Very expensive when you find one, and of course that was all part of the Renntech setup there too. And it's got a California car cover on it, matches the SL, and that's where the wind guard goes, and this has the CD changer system in there. Let me make sure there's any discs in there. Yeah, I don't think so, but it all works. Close that back up. And this car actually has, I'm not going to pop it up, but it has a OZ Futura 18-inch spare wheel, brand new, never put on the ground, to match the front set of these cars. So it actually has another one of these wheels as the spare with the Continental tire on it. And that's kind of it. I said this, you know, I have any given time some 30 to 40 cars in my personal collection, and I would say this is the best all around everything car that I've ever owned, ever driven, ever touched. And I've had some neat ones. Oh, here comes Brent. Hey, Come over here and rev this up just a little bit so I can do this on the video. So we'll get to hear the exhaust a little bit better here. It's a deep, deep sound. This doesn't transfer into the car, which is unusual. Rev it up a little higher, about 3,000. Hit it real quick. There you go. Now that's a mean sounding car. All right, cool, thanks. As you can see, he didn't even sit in the car. That's the way we do things around here. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, and that's the end of the video. Don't know what else I can say about this car. I'm sure I missed 1,000 things that I know about the car, but can't remember to tell you in the video. So anyway, January 2022 SL74. You can see this on gmclassics.com, which is right there, gmclassics.com. Just make sure you put that dash in there. And there's more of these, tons of photos on this car. Thanks for watching.